What's up, guys? Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum. Junior's out ripping around on the DT400B, 1975 Yamaha classic big bore two-stroke enduro bike. This one's just been gone through. We've been working on it here on and off for a few months. I've got the work order inside here. I can go over it with you. And it's a nice classic 45-year-old big bore two-stroke. Listen to that thing. Nothing like that rumble of a big bore two-stroke. Classic yellow and white Yamaha. The silver fenders. What are you doing? Numbnuts just burned out on my floor. I'm gonna kill him. Look what he did. He burned out on my wood floor here. Mama always said not to ride the bikes in the house, and that's why. Look at that. You burned out on the floor, Holmes. What are you doing? He's showing off. Dude, what are you doing? You burned a hole in the floor right there.
Listen, man, it's the power of the old DT400. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a classic big bore Yamaha, one of the last years of the twin shocks, steel tank, twin down tube frame with the up pipe. This one has a 400cc two-stroke single cylinder 5-speed transmission. This was serviced on here at our shop. It also went up to Allsport. Jeff went through the bike and actually ran a dyno tune on it. So check this out. I actually have, let me show them this paper, Shaylin. This is the actual dyno report that'll come with the bike from Allsport. It put down 22 rear wheel horsepower, which is what it was rated for at the crank by Yamaha. And it shows a nice linear torque curve, lots of torque low in the RPM range. So ask yourself, when's the last time you saw a real legit dyno report on a DT400? Well, probably never, or back in 75 maybe. But this is a classic. It's in excellent shape. I've got over $2,200 invested into it on the work order, parts and labor. The rear tire is in like new condition. The front tire the front and rear tire are new. The seat cover is new. The battery is new. The engine was gone through. The crank seals are new on it, and it also has a new set of high-performance, heavy-duty clutch springs in it. So the clutch was serviced, the crank seals were done. Now, a lot of these classic 400s, we've had 4 of these. If you've been following us this year, we've had 4 of the DT400s come through the shop, and 3 of the 4 needed new crank seals. I don't know if it's because of the age or whether it's a design thing, but this one's been done. The gas tank was cleaned, bicarbonate sodium blasted out. The entire fuel system has been reconditioned on the bike from the tank to the fuel petcock. The fuel petcock here is brand new. The fuel line is brand new. The fuel filter is brand new. The carburetor has been rebuilt inside and painted outside. The original air box is intact and has a new air filter. The intake boot's in mint shape. The cylinder looks brand new. There's no damage to any of the cylinders or fins. It has a brand new spark plug. The spark plug cap is like new. The engine cases are in mint condition, and these have been sanded and painted, and the bolts are all new style Allens. The shifter's in mint shape. The foot peg's in mint shape. The kickstand looks like brand new, and it's got a brand new chain on it also. So the engine's been gone through top to bottom. The gas tank is the original paint on the gas tank. This is not a repaint. It's an original Survivor. The chain is brand new. The Enduro 400 logo is still intact on the original exhaust system. So the decompression valve was also cleaned and serviced. The throttle cable assembly was cleaned and serviced and lubed. The bike doesn't have the turn signals on it, and it does need a headlight bulb. We are selling it as is, needing the headlight bulb. It's something we could fix for you here if you wanted it done. We said we're backed up on service, and we wanted to get the bike listed, so everything else is awesome. The rims, the front rims looks like brand new condition. The front forks, the chrome on the speedometer guide is in mint shape. The fork lowers are in mint shape. The fork boots look to be in excellent condition, as do the headlight bucket ears and front fender. These are the originals. The tack and speedo are in excellent condition. The original bars are in nice shape. So bike's all there. Has the the original style grips on here. I think these are the original grips also, and it only has 4,494 miles. So when we tell you that the crank seals needed to be replaced on this, it's not because the motorcycle was worn out. It's because the crank seals are rubber and rubber style crank seals, and they actually wear out. They actually dry up after 45 years, so 4.5 decades. So they were done by Jeff, and it's ready for another 40 years. So not much else to tell you about the bike. I think it pretty much speaks for itself. It's a nice original Survivor that's just been serviced and had over $2,000 of parts and labor invested into it.
Recent auction results and consistently over the last 3 years, I'll tell you, because I've been watching very closely, Yamaha Enduros, when looking at this class on off-road bikes, have continuously brought more money than its counterparts, the Suzuki or even the Kawasaki trail bikes. We're talking about the F11, the F7, and the TS series. This year right here is significant. There was an example that was restored that went for nearly $16,000 on Bring a Trailer, nut and bolt resto. Good examples like this with original paint are getting, well, they're few and far between, guys. They're extremely difficult to find.
I think that's a good indication of this being an investment quality classic. If a number 1 condition restored bike is bringing close to 20 G at Mecum, you're looking at a bike that
close to 16 on Bring a Trailer. So.
I thought, it's Bring a Trailer. Wasn't
Not
I'm
on
not a good
Mecum.
listener. So, in any event, they're ringing the bell because they're badass, they're fun to ride, and they're pretty much indestructible Yamaha Enduros. So, the original steel tank jobs. I left a couple things out. It is a brand new plug cap. I thought it was mint original, but it's got a new spark plug cap on it. All the gear oil's been replaced. It's got VP fuel in it, no non-ethanol fuel. All new fuel lines, fuel filters, fuel petcock, carb rebuild kit with all new jets and float bowl gaskets. New spark plug and a brand new battery. New drive chain, new ignition key. I'm not sure if I left anything out. I got pages and pages of notes here. Now, there's pages and pages of notes. This bike's been in our shop for 6 months. We worked on it on and off, ordered parts, and actually outsourced some of the work to Jeff. And it's ready to rumble. So the only piece we haven't done is got the headlight working on it, or put turn signals on it. We're selling it as is. If you want to put turn signals on it, great. They may or may not be necessary where you're from. It also has a brand new 6-volt horn on it, new clutch springs, and I've got a actual diagram, wiring harness diagram that comes along with it. And it's a good, strong running bike, and we've got the dyno report to prove it, 22 rear wheel horsepower, and I have the title. Not often, we don't always have titles on classics. In this case, we've got a nice original title for the bike. So that's about it, folks. If you have any questions, give us a call.
Everything's documented in our files, and that will be passed on to the new owner. This is number 2 or 3 of our DT400 collection that's being auctioned off to raise revenues for the museum. Ready to roll, guys. Needs nothing.
So, hey, it's day 4 of the year. It's day 4 of the Ride 365. I was blessed to hang out with Kenny and Shaylin today all afternoon, and we had a blast riding this DT400, the SR500 Yamaha, the Gold Wing, and the rest of the bikes that we rode today, and just had a blast riding the bikes. And that's what it's all about, keeping it fun, keeping it real. So if you haven't ridden your bike today, get out in the garage, fire it up, and take it for a rip. Come around this side here. I wanted to show one thing. The original exhaust system had a welding repair done on the bottom right here. It had cracked, and also on the top also. So the original exhaust system had cracked right here, and it was replaced. I wanted to note that. The detail shop touch-up painted the frame. The engine cases and the cylinder head have a fresh coat of high-temp paint on them. The original Kickstarter's been polished. The pegs are in great shape. And heck, I always mention this on the off-road bikes, and I should on this because this isn't a Enduro, but if you look at the frame rails down here, there's not a single ding on this frame rail. It's like it just came out of the box, brand new, okay? There's proof this hasn't been ridden off-road in the rocks or in the woods, because these frame rails are very susceptible to getting damaged. This frame's like it just came out of the box on the bottom right here. So, you know, the pipe does have a little bit of ding damage here and the weld repair, but that's something you can replace the pipe, put an aftermarket pipe or NOS pipe, or leave this one on there because it works fine. So Junior was having a blast riding. Again, it's got new tires on it too. Well over $2,000 of parts and labor put it on the bike. It's ready to go. So If you have any questions, call us. As always, good luck bidding on it, and God bless America.